Scorpio, welcome to Pithia's Prophecy Tarot. This is a general love reading for Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus signs. How are you guys? Hope you're doing well. Scorpio, let's get started. Now, you know how this works probably if you watched these readings before. Okay, they are general, so they're not going to apply to everybody. If it doesn't sound like a story at all, you can check your other placements and you can take bits that resonate, leave whatever doesn't. And if none of it resonates, then please don't force it to fit. It's not your reading. Okay, so let's get started. And also it's useful to remember that if there's multiple people, you could show up as any one. You could even turn up tangentially in the reading. Okay, so just focus on the energies rather than who's who. Okay. Okay. Scorpio. What's the message here for Scorpio? Message for Scorpio. What is the message for Scorpio? What's the message here for Scorpio? What is the message for Scorpio? What's the message? We've got the future, okay. And we've got snail at the bottom of the deck there. Okay. Let me get a couple of cards out. What is the message here for Scorpio? Why is that future there for Scorpio? Expectation. Okay. And one more. Ooh, false person. Okay. And we've got the mature man at the bottom of the deck. Okay. So it sounds like Scorpio, the future card is all about the future, right? Typically worries about the future. It can be anxiety. There's an expectation here maybe, okay, about how the future is going to pan out. Maybe that's causing anxiety, right? With the snail, maybe something that is expected is just taking too long, okay? It's moving at a snail's pace. We do have the false person here. So there is someone here who isn't honest. Now, I'm not sure yet who this is. But we have the mature man at the bottom of the deck. So if you're dealing, this could be a masculine energy, okay? Who may be dishonest, Okay, let's see. Let's get the cards out. Scorpio, what is the message here for Scorpio? What is the message for Scorpio? What's the message for Scorpio? What's the message here for Scorpio? The Fool, okay. We've got the Knight of Cups, the Priestess, the Hierophant, the Two of Cups, the Queen of Coins, the Ace of Swords, okay. The Five of Swords, the Three of Cups, oops, okay. And the Queen of Cups reversed and the Knight of Coins, okay, with the Knight of Spears. So it feels like this is about starting a new chapter, okay, doing something, taking a risk on something, right? With this Knight of Cups, someone was expecting maybe a proposal or someone to approach them, okay, but with this Queen of Coins right on top, it feels like a marriage proposal. There's an expectation of a marriage proposal, okay, and a chance to start something maybe. Yeah, with this Hierophant, right? It's about a commitment. Someone expected to start a new commitment. That's what I'm getting. They were expecting to get a proposal, okay? In the past, there was love, and maybe they thought they were going to, this was going to lead all the way to marriage. But what's crossing it is the Priestess. So there are secrets here, okay? Everything is not being revealed. And I think that's where the false person comes in, right? Someone's not being honest. It could even just be about their feelings, but there's secrecy here. With the Ace of Swords coming up, though, there will be clarity on this, okay? We do have the Five of Swords. So maybe somebody here is conflicted about this, okay? Someone could be conflicted about this proposal, about this commitment. Because what's hidden is the Three of Cups. There may be someone else here. If there isn't someone else, then there could be a friends group maybe who are advising this person against or something, but there's some other people, okay, or another person in the mix here who's influencing the situation in some way. Now, we've got the Queen of Cups reversed, so I think there's a feeling that someone doesn't feel the same, maybe somebody doesn't feel the same. And we've got this Knight of Coins as the outcome. Now that's that snail energy, right? It's moving extremely slowly. I think this is the person who's expected to propose, okay? And it's like they're dragging their feet, frankly. Scorpio, they're dragging their feet. If you're the feminine, you could be expecting this person to come towards you, okay? Expecting this proposal and getting a little worried at the slow pace, yeah. Okay. So let's start clarifying. Scorpio. Ooh, what's the message here for Scorpio? What's the message for Scorpio? Why is the Fool there for Scorpio? Why is the Fool here for Scorpio? Oh my gosh, I've got three. Okay. Okay. Ace of Shields. Oh my gosh. Okay, that's 4 of them. I'm going to put that back because that's just too many. I'm going to ask again. Why is the Fool there for Scorpio? 7 of Love. Okay. Yeah. Let's look at the Knight of Cups. Why is that there? Ace of Shields. I'll take that. Let's look at the Priestess. Why is the Priestess there for Scorpio? Where's the Priestess here for Scorpio? The 4 of Swords. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, there's silence here, okay? There's silence and secrecy. So it's kind of like, someone was expecting to take a leap of faith here, right? With the 7 of Love, it's like choosing to commit to one person, okay? Because in this 7 of Love, there's just one cup. Choosing to spend your life together, making this commitment. Someone was expecting a proposal here, the feminine energy, I think, was expecting to partner up, expecting a commitment. In the past, there was this 2 of Cups, so it's possible this person, Scorpio, if you're the feminine here who's expecting a commitment, then you are in love with this person and you believe that they loved you. But the problem here is that since that declaration of love, maybe it's all gone very silent. It feels like a masculine who may have pulled back. Okay, so let's see. Why is the Hierophant there? Why is the Hierophant there? Why is the Hierophant here for Scorpio? The World of Shadows, yeah, the Moon. See, suddenly this commitment is not looking so certain, okay? With the World of Shadows, there are things that are not known about this commitment. The future's murky about it. Yeah, it's just looking uncertain now. Let's look at the 2 of Cups in the past. Why is that there? 8 of Shields. Yeah, this was moving forward, This was supposed to move towards a commitment. And then it's like, maybe someone's got cold feet. Okay, that's possible. Let's take a look. Why is the Queen of Coins there? 7 of Swords. Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. I think when it comes to this partnership, it feels like maybe even some self-deception around it, okay? Yeah. Let's look at that Ace of Swords. Why is the Ace of Swords there for Scorpio? The good news is that clarity is coming. Why is the Ace of Swords there for Scorpio? The Love Feast. Oops. Okay, so there is going to be a choice here, okay? this masculine energy's choice is going to become clear, okay, in the near future. Now let's look at the Five of Swords, the Lord of Wisdom. Yeah, I think this person is the masculine here, right? The Lord of Wisdom is, this masculine energy. They're conflicted, okay? So it's like this was going forward quickly, maybe too quickly for this person, and it's like they're not ready. They pulled back. They're keeping quiet and leaving this feminine confused now. Let's look at the Three of Cups, Lady of Swords. Yeah, I think, if you're this feminine energy, you may be even wondering if this person has a third party, okay? But you're beginning to see the reality of this Three of Cups. This Three of Cups could be a marriage or a celebration, right? And maybe that's why you're feeling anxious here, okay, about the future, because you see that this person has cold feet, that they're not that keen on this wedding or celebration of some sort. Let's look at the Queen of Cups reverse. The Four of Wisdom. Yeah, I think that's the thing. There's a fear that this person will completely withdraw from this. Okay, there's a fear that this person will completely withdraw from the relationship. So it may not just not go towards a commitment, but they might just withdraw altogether. Okay, let's look at that Knight of Coins. Yeah, the Ondura. I think this masculine energy has had a change of heart. Okay, they're seeing something differently. And what are they seeing differently? Demiurge. So, I mean, this could go two ways, okay? There's something unrealistic though, and that could be what they're seeing differently. Or this could be clouding them, and making them not recognize that this is a good commitment to be in. So it could go either way. We'll know more when we clarify. Let's dig in. I'm going to get a card on this expectation. Why is expectation there for Scorpio? Why is expectation here for Scorpio? Yeah, the Lovers reversed. I think you may now, Scorpio, if you're this person here who was expecting the commitment, you could be now expecting a breakup, okay? Because it's obvious to everyone that this person has withdrawn, with that Four of Swords. It's like they're keeping quiet and they've withdrawn. They could have, I don't think some of you may not even know where this person is, or you can't reach them. They've isolated themselves. Let's look at that false person. Why is that there? Why is the false person there for Scorpio? Six of Pentacles. Yeah, I think that they're not honest about their feelings, okay? Scorpio, there's a realization that this person is lying about their feelings. They don't feel the same way, right? It's like one person wants a commitment, the other person doesn't. And I think that's becoming clear now. Okay, so let's look at this Seven of Love. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. It's from having a lot of options, it's narrowing it down to this one option. Okay, and going down this path. Yeah, with justice, committing to one. Maybe this person, it's possible with the Seven of Cups here that they have a lot of options and maybe they can't commit to just one. Okay, they could have some sort of commitment phobia. Let's look at that Ace of Shields. Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, this was supposed to be a long-term relationship. Let's look at this Four of Swords. Ace of Swords. Yeah, I mean, this person has withdrawn. With this Ace of Swords, they want to be clear, okay? They need clarity, the masculine energy. And so they've withdrawn. They've isolated themselves so they can think. And I mean, that's good, right? That's good. They do need to be clear, okay? And if this person is confused, Scorpio, you should give them that time to think about this, okay? Because there's no point rushing into things. Let's look at this World of Shadows. Yeah, the King of Cups and the King of Wands. Is this person still in love? Are they going to act on this commitment? That's what's unknown, okay? Okay, let's look at that Seven of Swords. Page of Swords. Yeah, something has been learned here. Let me get one more. Why is it Seven of Swords there? With the Knight of... See, something's been learned about this offer or the proposal, right? Maybe that this person is conflicted. Yeah, with the Five of Swords, that they are confused. They're not sure what to do. And that's filling this feminine energy with some fear. Okay, let's look at the love feast here. Ace of Cups. Yeah, the fact that there is going to be a choice, I think that's going to be clear. Let's get one more. Why is a love feast there? Ooh, Ace of Cups, Ten of Wands. So I think for some of you Scorpios, I mean, this person just might find this a little too burdensome. Okay. Maybe they're not ready for the responsibilities of a commitment. Okay. And so for some of you, they could be done here. And for some of you, you could be done. Okay. You might decide that this person is not worth your time, right? Like it's too heavy. They won't even commit. You're not sure where they stand, you know. Yeah. Let's look at this Lord of Wisdom. The Knight of Swords. The Hanged Man and the Nine of Swords. See, this person's had a change of heart, which has left them conflicted. It's also left them feeling guilty, Scorpio. If they were supposed to propose to you, they are feeling very guilty, okay? But they can't help their doubts, you know. And this person's maybe not sure how to commit, how to tell you about all this. Now let's look at this Lady of Swords. Where's the Lady of Swords there? Two of Wands, yeah. See, it's time to decide. That's the thing. I feel it's the feminine energy, the Lady of Swords, the person who's with the expectation, right? They also may feel that they're at a crossroads, okay? Like, if this person's not willing to commit, then they may choose another path. Yeah, I'm getting that. This Lady of Swords might decide to go off in another direction. You know, finding this too burdensome, okay? When you get the clarity, right, about this person's fears, you could also decide to just drop this because some of you feel like you don't want to, you know, you don't want to waste your time with someone who can't commit, okay? So let's look at that Four of Wisdom. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles. See, this is the person who's very slow, the snail, right? And the fear is that they will just withdraw completely, okay? That they don't care anymore. Where's the Four of Wisdom there? Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands could represent someone else. Okay, if this person has other options, Scorpio, you might feel that this person is withdrawing from you, that they are slowly but surely moving towards someone else, you know, and that's why they've withdrawn from you or they pulled back from you. Okay, let's look at the Ondura. Yeah, Three of Wands, King of Pentacles, Wheel of Fortune. This is what this person is seeing differently, the snail energy, right? They were focused on this King of Pentacles, right? Something long-term committing. With this Wheel of Fortune, it was seen as a good move, and that is what is being reconsidered now. For some reason, this person doesn't see this as a good move anymore, okay? And so they're not willing to commit. Yeah. Let's look at that Wheel of Fortune. Five of Cups. There's regret. They're missing something, or maybe they regret just going down this road, Scorpio. Okay. Why, let's look at Three of Wands. Four of Pentacles. And so they're holding back. For some of you, this person sees like a better commitment somewhere else, okay? I mean, that's for some people. And they regret going down this path. If you know that this person has some kind of third party, or you suspect that there's a third party, right? Because you've got this Lady of Swords with this Three of Cups here, and you feel there is another option open to this person, then you could be right. They could be going down that option or looking at that option. Okay. For others, I think this person is just a commitment phobe, and you could be, you could be finding out that they're confused about this, and then you might just decide to drop it because you have other options as well. With this Two of Wands, there's another path open to you, and you might decide to go down that way. Okay. I think with the Queen of Swords and the Three of Cups attached to the Lady of Swords here, I feel like this feminine energy has other options too. There are other people around them, and if this masculine won't commit, I feel they'll choose another path. Okay. That's what I'm getting here. Okay. So let's see. What is the advice for this Lord of Wisdom here? Because this person seems to be the one who's totally conflicted. What is the advice for this Lord of Wisdom? What is the advice here for the Lord of Wisdom? The Lord of Wisdom. The Lovers with the Four of Swords. Yeah, there is a choice here, and this person with the Four of Swords is thinking about this choice, and they're being encouraged to do so. That is the advice. Okay. So they are being urged to think carefully what they want to do here. So I think this person is doing what's right for them, and what is what is the right move to take for them. Okay, Scorpio. Let's see, what is the advice here for this Lady of Swords? Or the person who's got the expectation, what is the advice for the person who has the expectation here? Also the Four of Swords and the Lovers. Isn't that strange? That's the thing. I think there's choices on both sides. Okay, Scorpio, if you're the feminine, you also have another path, right? Like I said, there's other choices. So maybe, I don't know, maybe both of you are not the best suited for each other. Okay, that's a possibility, which is why you're both being encouraged to think about your choices here. Okay. Yeah, that's what I've got for you, Scorpio. I hope that was useful. Please tell me in the comments if it resonates at all. Okay. I'd love to hear from you. Please do hit like, share, and subscribe. It doesn't cost the channel, it doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, I should say, and it helps the channel a lot. So please do that. And I'll see you next time.